There's something happened in the last couple of days that I think we need to be aware of in the real estate business. You guys probably have heard about the lawsuit with Trump with Letitia James. When you have other entities, especially one person, can step in and decide what he thinks is a good value or what's not, we're in a terrible, scary place in this country. Hey everybody, Jamie Jenisic, Team North Idaho Home Hunter, Keller Williams Coeur d'Alene Group. I don't normally go political, and you might look at the way I'm dressed and probably assume that might be a skosh conservative, and I am. I can't stand when people do videos or get on their soapbox on Facebook and go shout off everything that they think that everybody else wants to hear. I don't normally do that, but I'll tell you, there's something happened in the last couple of days that I think we need to be aware of in the real estate business, and how much the government is stepping in to what they can decide about business and how business operates. You guys probably have heard about the lawsuit with Trump with Letitia James. I just want to read an article out of the I think it was New York Post. New York Attorney General Letitia James today released the following statement after Justice Arthur F. Engoron of New York State Supreme Court ruled in her favor in her office's civil fraud case against Donald Trump. The other individual defendants in the Trump Organization entities ordering the defendants to pay more, get this, $450 million in total, which represents $368.8 million in disgorgement and prejudgment interest. Here's the thing what's really, it just disgusts me, is this woman ran on this before she said that was the reason why she wanted to get in there so she could sue him. You can hate Trump, but what you really should be looking at going, how can one person make a decision without a jury or anything else? One person's going to decide that this guy is going to pay $450 million. That is unbelievable. And let me read what they said. Today, justice has been served. This is a tremendous victory for this state, for this nation, and for everyone who believes that we all must play by the same rules, even former presidents. For years, Donald Trump engaged in massive fraud to falsely inflate his net worth and unjustly enrich himself, his family, and his organization. While he may have authored The Art of the Deal, our case revealed that his business was based on the art of the steal. And it goes down, it says, now Donald Trump is finally facing accountability for his lying, cheating, and staggering fraud, because no matter how big, rich, or powerful you think you are, no one is above the law. I just get tired of hearing that nonsense over and over and over again. Here's the thing in real estate. I've been doing this for just about 20 years. But here's the thing that I know. It has taken me a long time to figure out what are values of property. I'll just give you an example. Yesterday, a guy that I haven't met, I've just had some conversations with him on the phone. He calls me and says, hey, what's my property worth? Well, where is it? Well, it's in Spirit Lake. Okay, awesome. Well, I need to find out, does it have water and sewer hookups? And if so, are those sewer hookups, even though there's sewer pipe in the ground, there is a hold on adding new septic systems into the town because they can't handle it. You can't just go tie into the city sewer. You have to make sure that they have room for it. 50% of the value of that land could be hinged on that. Now, I know that stuff over time. How is one judge who is he doesn't even work in real estate, how is he gonna know what values of property are? So when you say Donald Trump inflated the value of his property, let me ask you just an honest question. If you've ever sold any pieces of property ever in your whole life, did you think that your property was worth more than it was? Because I will tell you that about 95% of the people that we work with have an inflated value of their property. And guess what? I'm no different. Everything I own is worth way more than I think than other people are willing to pay. Here's what I always tell our agents. Here's a good real estate deal. A happy seller, a happy buyer, and some happy cash or a happy bank in between. When Trump went and pulled these loans, that doesn't mean that he's going to Bob's bank and his buddy just strokes him a check. He's got to have appraisals and everything else on that value. As agents, we can't determine who the appraisers are. Our lenders today can't even decide which appraiser they even pick to go do a house. And so they have a list of people or a list of companies. The lenders can't even talk to the appraisers until the work is done. And so those guys come in, and if a bank deems that this value is X amount of dollars and that's enough to cover what the seller wants, and you guys put a deal together, that's a good deal. What this lawsuit is saying now is that even though the bank thinks it's a good deal, even though the buyer thinks it's a good deal, and now the seller thinks it's a good deal, now a government entity can step in and tell us, no, that's not a good deal. So what is Letitia James going to do? Is she going to come to Northern Idaho and go, man, I'll tell you what, your property's been on the market. I don't see any glaring problems with it, and it's got beautiful flowers, and everything looks great, and the roof looks awesome and everything. It's been on the market more than 6 months, so I think you've inflated the value of your house, because obviously a buyer hasn't come and bought it, so you must have inflated it. And so now we're going to hold you accountable for that. That seems to me the same exact thing that they're doing to Trump. They have appraisers and everything else. What is this? What's it going to happen to New York business? I mean, I don't live in New York and I don't sell real estate in New York, but to think that it can't come to Northern Idaho when it's happening over there, again, I'm super irritated by this. I normally don't do it, but hey, I welcome your comments. If you think your property is worth way more than market value, let's sit down and have a talk about it. We'll pull some comps and see where you're at. We'd still love to help you sell it, but you know what stuff sells at? I don't set the market. You don't set the market. What a willing buyer and a willing bank and a willing seller is willing to put together, that's a good deal. That's fair market value. But man, I'll tell you, when you have other entities, especially one person can step in and decide what he thinks is a good value or what's not, we're in a terrible, scary place in this country.